Good evening, everyone. My name is Errol Coder, and tonight is August 30th, 2009. Every so often, I like to feature a report from Emily Lakdawala. Emily is the Science and Technology Coordinator for the Planetary Society. Every day, or nearly every day, she writes a blog on space exploration. And this past week, something interesting and unfortunately very saddening was revealed. What makes this special is the fact that, me, her, and a number of others were initially informed by it by a individual on Twitter. We received the notification of the loss of the Chandra lunar orbiter, India's lunar orbiter. But this came across on Twitter. So as a result, as far as I believe it goes, Emily did the research on trying to locate the reason why, trying to find the details as to what happened to Chandra, and she did a blog about it. So I like to feature her today because it has some very important information and some sad information. So please welcome. These are the words of Emily Lakdawala from her blog. It appears Earth is down one spacecraft. According to numerous reports in Indian media, contact was lost with the lunar orbiter Chandrayaan-1 abruptly, in the middle of a communications session with Earth, at 1:30 Indian time on Friday, which would have been Thursday, August 27th at 2000 hours Universal Coordinated Time. India's communications antenna at Bayalaloo had received data from the spacecraft up to that taken at 0125 Indian Standard Time, including the results of a recent static radar experiment conducted jointly with the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. The Times of India quotes project director M. Andadure as saying, "The mission is definitely over. We have lost contact with the spacecraft. It," referring to Chandrayaan-1, "has done its job technically, 100%. Scientifically also, it has done almost 90 to 95% of its job." IBNL Live reports that S. Satis, director of ISRO's public relations, told them scientists were unable to know what is happening to the spacecraft because of the snag. He said ISRO was not in communication with Chandrayaan-1 and was unable to determine what was happening to the spacecraft after the radio link was lost. "We are not able to establish communication with the spacecraft. That is what we mean by loss of radio link. It is some sort of serious problem. We are not able to establish communication with the spacecraft, so we are not able to know what is happening to the spacecraft. This anomaly is being analyzed from the data received last." Chandrayaan-1 was launched on October 22nd, 2008, and had been intended to conduct a 2-year primary mission. During 312 days at the Moon, it orbited more than 3,400 times and returned more than 70,000 images, plus other data. More than half of its instruments were provided by or in cooperation with ESA and NASA. Several were copies of those on the European Space Agency's SMART 1, and one was a duplicate of the mini SAR instrument now in orbit on NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. The ISRO also posted some images and data from the mission. Now, an obvious question seems to me, why did ISRO give up so quickly? It's been less than 2 days since the loss of contact. I don't have an answer for that. She likes to thank Svetlana Alexandrov for the tip and links to Indian news stories. That individual is actually our contact on Twitter, who initially informed us of the loss. So actually, day by day, or from his to his Twitter, nearly every hour, he's actually been updating the updates to what they're viewing with Chandra. So technically, I mean, because they have a loss of signal in their eyes, the orbiter is gone. But we had no idea what happened to the orbiter. So it could still be out there, and somehow its ability to transmit its signal or to be able to establish a signal has failed. So it could still be out there orbiting Earth or orbiting the Moon, but we just don't know. So hopefully we'll hear back from our Twitter contact, from Alexandrov, and hopefully he can let us know about any details. It's nice to be able to have an individual there in India that can give us the details without us having to go through the whole political issue through the Indian Space Agency. So again, I'd like to thank Emily Lokdawal, the Science and Technology Coordinator for the Planetary Society, as well as our Twitter contact, for bringing this information to us. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known about it. A lot of us wouldn't have known about it. So thank you guys for your work, and I'd like to thank you all for joining me for Planetary Television. Now, if you ever have any questions, especially regarding Chandra, please feel free to send me an email at planetarytv@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to try to find the information out and get back to you on one of my next episodes. And thank you for joining me. This was Planetary Television. And always, keep looking up.